Hi, good morning, and welcome to the Mindpower Paradigm with Elly. And
Natalie and you.
we're so happy to have you here again this week. It's been an incredible week. And just like to reintroduce ourselves in case you're coming for the first time. My name is Elly Molina. I'm an author, I'm an intuitive, I'm a consultant and a coach, and also the mother of three young men and four grandchildren.
So awesome, Allie. I am Natalie and I am a health and wellness coach. I'm a business coach and I've been in this field for almost 6 years. And I have three boys, 5, 7, and 13. And I just love doing life with discussing mindset because that's where it all begins. We take our minds everywhere, right?
That's
People
it. That's it.
talked
That's
about
it.
this morning, it's this. So I can't wait to dive into some of that today.
Yeah, I read your husband's post this morning, and that is exactly what I read. You take your mind everywhere. It's so great. Anyway, today we were talking about your recent newsletter, which I just love. So the newsletter that you wrote, which is What's It Costing You? And I thought that would be a fabulous topic for us to talk about because newsletters only get to be with certain people unless they subscribe to your newsletter and follow links. Okay. Otherwise, I thought, well, this would be a great idea for us to talk about today. You want to start? It is your newsletter.
Absolutely. Yeah. So the newsletter really focused on what is it costing you, right? So the premise of it is there are so many roads that we get to take in life, right? So there's the road of staying in a job that maybe you're miserable in, staying in a relationship that maybe isn't serving you or your family well, or your health. What is it costing you with the decisions that you're making each and every day? And if we just start this conversation with focusing on the health realm, right? So there's the cost of being overweight and unhealthy, and it's hard, and you can't walk up flights of stairs, you're out of breath. The summer comes, you're sweating, you can't button your jeans, you get a bad script from the doctor. That's hard. That's really hard. But some of
Mhm.
us continue to do it. And then there's the opposite end of it where losing weight is hard. Getting healthy is hard. It's no walk in the park. And if it is a walk in the park for you, you got to question what you're doing and what program you're on, because it shouldn't be easy. Because if it is easy, you're just going to gain it back, right? You have to do the work. And so I guess the newsletter really focused on both realms, or both, on the spectrum. It's both hard. It's both really hard, but where are you getting your return on investment and what choices are you going to make, right? So if we stay unhealthy and we stay in that really hard space where it's like, you know, it's sometimes I hear it's hard to get healthy, it's hard to make better choices, but nobody ever focuses on, well, isn't it really hard to walk up that flight of stairs and be out of breath? Isn't it hard to sit down in an airplane and not be able to buckle the seatbelt? Isn't it hard to look in the mirror and not feel comfort in your skin or love yourself? Isn't it hard to go to the doctor and hear that you need to be put on another medication? So nobody looks at that side of it. There's no return of investment there.
Yeah.
But in the other spectrum of this is, yeah, getting healthy is hard, but what is the return on investment there? Right, Ellie? Like, if you gotta choose the hard that's gonna serve you and give you an investment into the future of, the investment is having a longer life. The investment is getting outside with your children, right? So I could talk about this all day, but what are your thoughts on that?
Oh, Natalie, I got so much, so much is going through my mind.
Right, right. It's like,
Well, I'm seeing, first of all, I'm visualizing all the people on the airplane that I sit next to, whose bodies then, fall out into mine. Okay. And yeah. All right. Everybody, I'm sure that most of us have had that experience where
yeah.
we get sat next to someone who doesn't fit in their seat. And, you know, I hear what I hear over here, and is that what's it costing you? Is what is it costing you? That for me, all of a sudden comes up, well, it's costing me self love. It's costing me affinity. It's costing me joy. It's costing me happiness. It's costing me health. It's costing me, and this for everything, not just my health, but my business. Okay. Like, what's it costing me for like not doing particular things because I don't feel like it?
Right.
And what happens with it is it brings us into that. This is a kind of a tangent, little side road of the journey right now. It brings us into the default that many of us have acquired during our childhood in our programming. And that is one of suffering. We get to suffer. There's a payoff. Oh, we get to feel bad. We get to feel bad about ourselves. We get to suffer about
Mhm.
ourselves. We get to be victims about our circumstances. We get to relinquish and give up our power. And that's really what it, that's, and we get to live in fear, fear, and it just we just lose so much joy of life and affinity and possibility. And that's, to me, that's a heavy cost. And then all of a sudden, of course, we have all of the other things, body ailments or lack of funds, no money. This It's just, what is this costing us? It's costing us true suffering. And that to me is so sad. And it's just like
Yeah.
really sad, especially when we know that there is the flip side of suffering can be joy, and it's choice. These are choices we make.
That's right. Every day we have millions and millions of choices. And listen, I'm not here to tell you that it's easy and you're going to change on a dime once you hear this. But what I am here to do is empower you that you have, like Elly said, you have choices. And specifically, in my newsletter, if you want to go look at, the
Yeah.
business end of it, you can endure the difficulty of an unsatisfying job or face the challenge of exploring new opportunities, right? So oftentimes it's the dreaded, oh, I got to go into the office today. Oh, I got to deal with this one, or oh, I got to deal with that one. I understand it's putting food on your table. But here's the thing, nothing comes free in life, right?
Mm.
So everything has a cost. So what is the cost of staying unhealthy? What is the cost of staying in a job that you're miserable with? What is the cost of staying in the relationship? And truly sitting down and looking at that. If you're here today and you're listening and you want to make substantial changes in your life, you have to look at what it's costing you in areas of your life that are not serving you, and they're not serving you, but you're afraid to take the first step.
Yeah. Yeah. So, where can people take the first step? What can they do? What would it
Well,
take to take that first step? I
listen,
got ideas. What are you thinking?
yeah. Well, you can either deal with them head on, right? Knowing that the road may be tough, but it's going to be worthwhile, or we can procrastinate and let it accumulate and making, making the challenge even worse and overwhelming, right? So for clients that I work with, I really try to empower them to say, you need to start small. This isn't going to change overnight. But first you just have to identify what area of your life you want to change. Like, and then once you identify it, it's great to be aware, but awareness brings nothing if we don't put action behind it. So
Yeah.
awareness and action always have to be paired together, right?
Mm.
Being aware of something means nothing. Okay, good, you're aware. But you got to put action behind it. So
Yeah.
once you're aware of where you want to, what area of your life you want to change, now you got to take the next Lego block and start applying action steps to change it, right? It's got to be elementary. And I'm always saying elementary. Maybe it's the teacher in me, right? But I think that's how human brains work. Even as adults, we need micro.
Yeah, exactly. I totally, totally agree. And, I look back, and when I started my, oh, here we go again, talking about me. But when I started this weight reduction journey, there was a pain point in my life, and I remember that moment completely. There were many other pain points, all right, not wanting to be in front of the camera, not wanting to go places, not, and then yet that pain point was when I was walking up the dunes with my carrying my grandson at that time, and like being so out of breath, and then saying to myself, okay, if this continues, I'm not going to be able to carry anybody or even myself up that dune. It's not loving to my heart. I have to make, it was that pain point. I need to make a change. And then I found you, which was, for me, absolutely wonderful. And look at the journey we've been on since then. So I do strongly believe in having a mentor, a coach,
Oh yeah.
support person. One, again, it's really back to if we could all do it ourselves, then we would. And I really do believe that each one of us needs someone to empower us, someone to guide, someone to motivate, someone to hold our hand during these incredible changes that we have declared to make.
Listen, if I could have a mentor in every area of my life, I would. And sometimes if you've never had a mentor, you don't you wouldn't be able to appreciate the words that me and Ellie are speaking. And I understand that. It was, I mean, I think I went 35 years without a mentor. And so if you don't have a mentor, you don't know what you're missing. But once you start to have mentorship in your life in whatever area that is, you can never be without it, right? So right now I'm working on another project. I'm always working on projects, and I'm like, I wish I had a mentor for this, right? Someone who came before you, somebody who felt the emotion that you're about to go through, and maybe had the failures that you may have, but is here to tell you, here you go, we're going to do this together, this is how you're going to get there. And how beautiful is that, right? So there are many times, actually, she's probably going to listen to this. So it's good because it touched my heart. But I was on a phone call with a client, and she ended the call before, I was like, okay, we'll talk next week. And she said, I just want you to know, coming into this, I was very resistant to having a coach and a mentor. I didn't need one. I was good. And that's what held me back for a very long time with moving forward in my health journey, because I didn't want that piece. But now we're here and I succumbed to it, but it was the best decision I made. And thank you for being an incredible coach. And thank you for mentoring me, because it has made all of the difference. That's what I wake up for each day, Ellie, is those small moments of time where you get to lift somebody up and know that you are making a change.
True. So, so true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
awesome. So thank you to who you are. I know you're going to listen to this.
Oh, incredible. All right, people, this has been a great call. I've gotten a lot of nuggets myself, so I'm about to go use them. And, we can always learn from one another.
Always.
And actually, we all do learn from one another. So I want to thank everybody for being here today. And Natalie, thank you so much. Anything else you want to share?
That's it. Just always remember that you get to wake up each day with the choice to change your life. And I always say, own your choices, own your life. So,
Own your choices, own your life. Yeah,
yeah.
beautiful. All right, hey people, this is a logistic thing. We're going to have our website up and running in the very, very near future. It's the mindpowerparadigm.com, and can't wait to see you all there. Please subscribe if you like this, share. We are here. Reach out. Okay, happy new year, the year of the
Happy
dragon.
New Year. Happy spring. Spring's around the corner. Are you feeling it? Some people are getting anxious about the spring because they're like, oh, I need to get healthy. But some
Oh,
people are excited. So
get
happy
back in shape,
rebirth.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, love and blessings. Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Thanks, Natalie.
Bye, Ellie.
Bye bye.